Hi, I'm David Kaplan with a Coors Light Cold Hard Facts Sportsnet Central update. Bulls basketball today here on Comcast Sportsnet. Mark Chanowski pregame starts our coverage at 5 o'clock. And the Predators will be in Chicago. Scott Darling gets to start net. And no Shea Weber, one of the top defensemen in the NHL, out, did not travel with Preds to the Windy City. Now let's go back to Len and JD at Ridley.
Cap, thank you. Tyson Ross and Kyle Hendricks have both been very good. Ross has been a little better as he carries a 2-0 lead here to the bottom of the fifth, and a strike. Jonathan Herrera checking out the action on Clark and Addison. Roll toward right and past a diving Jerko. That second leadoff hitter in the 9 spot. Herrera with a leadoff hit.
Sounds like some kind of an exotic bird, a diving Jerko.
Something you'd see in the Galapagos.
Face full of dirt for Jerko and a leadoff knock for Herrera. Third hit of the day for the Cubs.
Top of the order now with Fowler. Inside for ball 1.
Again, a combination you might think hit and run with if you're Joe Madden.
There he goes. Here's the throw by Nieves. Safe. He just got in on what looked like a perfect throw from Nieves. But somehow Herrera got his hand in.
John Hirschbeck, the second base umpire. Bud Black now out of the dugout buying a little time. He wants to take a look at it. Yeah, the tag was
tagged him.
Yeah, was a little soft up around the chest. That's good umpiring there because the easy call is safe. The throw was there ahead of him.
Looks like Bud Black has challenged this call. I don't think the glove ever got him before.
Yeah, around the left shoulder, and I think the hand's already on the base.
So the Cubs made a challenge in the middle of the game yesterday, just for some clarification. That was one of those 50-50 calls that was not overturned. It was a real close play at first base. Castro hit it in the 6th inning. And you may see that when we get toward the 5th and 6th innings, if you have closer calls, that Joe Madden may decide to challenge to just see if they can kind of steal a call. Because later in the game, as we saw, the umpires did a rules check on that ball in the ivy. You don't necessarily need a challenge on an egregiously bad call late in the game. You merely can suggest it. So there is a bit of a strategic part of this replay.
And I guess a lot of it is to see how things evolve here. You know, because I was kind of the understanding that to try to move things along this year, that the umpires would be less willing to initiate a crew chief review at a manager's behest if he's already used his challenge. So that would be the downside. If you challenge those 50-50 calls and it goes against you, then you don't have that one where you absolutely can't force them to review it. You wouldn't have that in your back pocket.
Meantime, 2-0 on Fowler. Shows bunt. That pitch missed badly, and Nieves knocked it down to keep Herrera at second for the time being.
Let's go between his legs. Nope. Get that back leg out of the way, and a nice stop by Nieves.
Ball 4. He has walked 4. including an intentional free pass in the last inning. Here's Soler, 2 on, nobody out. Best chance by far for the Cubs offense today.
Last best chance came with 2 outs in the first inning with a couple of men on board. Chris Coughlin hit a sinking line drive to center field, and Will Myers made a heck of a play on. Since then, the Cubs really haven't had a whole lot going on.
If you're looking for luxurious season ticket options, check out the Assurance Club here at Wrigley Field. Your guests will enjoy an all-inclusive top-shelf bar and gourmet food in this high-end space while enjoying the game with celebrities and former Cubs. For more information, including other premier options, visit Cubs.com/suites. Speed on the bases. Herrera at second, Fowler at first. Soler has struck out twice. The pitch.
Soler obviously not seeing the ball well on the hand of Ross here this afternoon, but this is just a nasty slider. Soler strikeout victim, looking last time at a fastball right on the outside corner. This has really made great pitches to Soler.
Ton of balls put in play by the Cubs today. 4 walks and 6 strikeouts. And Soler fans for the 3rd time. 7 punch outs for Ross.
He didn't ever get off the slider. Just 3 consecutive sliders down and away.
And one of the rare at-bats, JD, where Soler looked a little anxious with men on base. Normally he's not willing to go out of that zone, although I think that slider, it's a strike-to-ball slider.
Yeah,
right?
I think the biggest problem is just tracking that pitch, recognizing that pitch.
Rizzo 1 for 2 with a stolen base.
Pitchers talk about seeing a little red dot when they see a slider. I don't think Soler seeing any dot from Tyson Ross here on that slide ball today.
One and one. You hear about ground ball pitchers, fly ball pitchers. Today Ross has been a strikeout pitcher. Missed the bat guy.
He's got the back knee guy right there.
To Rizzo, bounce to first and through. Herrera's going to score. Fowler to third, and the Cubs are on the board. It's 2-1.
Padres might ultimately have some issues with the right side of their infield defensively. Jerko and Alonso, some struggles down there, and this time he looks like he's positioning himself to make a throw to second base. Priority 1 is catch the ball. He fails to do it. The Cubs take advantage. Herrera scores. Fowler to third, just 1 out.
A huge error by Alonso. Tying run now 90 feet away. Rizzo being held by Alonso. Bryant takes ball one.
Yeah, see, here we go. Bryant willingness to be a little patient here today and work 2 walks. That changes the equation a little bit for Ross and Nieves. They may feel like they have to attack here, and Bryant may get something he can handle.
A 1-0 pitch. Missed again outside.
Under a little duress, overthrowing now. Nieves wanted that ball in.
Hitters count for Bryant. 2-1. Broke his bat, little flare, and it drops down, and that's Chris Bryant's first major league hit. Throw to third, safe there. Throw to second, safe there, and we're tied at 2.
Well, the storybook script would say first big league hit, a long ball for Chris Bryant, but this will do. Oh, broken bat off the end of the bat, flare into shallow center. Gets the job done.
First hit and RBI, and a nice piece of base running behind Rizzo to get to second, take away that double play chance. So the infield will come in for the Padres against Coghlan. 2 walks and an RBI single for Bryant. After a rough day at the plate in his debut, Ross goes back to the wind, and ball 1 on Coghlan. Bit of everything here in this inning. Couple of singles, an error, a replay challenge that was denied, an error, a walk, and 2 runs on the inside part of the plate. 1 and 2.
Coghlan reacting like he thought this ball was in, maybe up. A little bit of both, but looked like it caught the top of the zone.
Right-hander Brandon Mowers up in the Padres bullpen. Strike 3 got him looking. No argument from Coghlan. 2 outs.
Situation where you really need contact. The middle infielders were back, so a ground ball would have gotten 1 home. Frozen by the inside corner fastball.
Everybody back with 2 gone. Cut and a miss by Castro on the slider at 89.
That bat looking very similar to the Soler at bat.
You're thinking, man, this guy throws his slider a lot. You're right. 1,272 times last year. Nobody threw that pitch more often than Ross did last season, according to Baseball Prospectus.
He kind of has a relief pitcher's repertoire.
Yep.
Two seamers and sliders.
It's knocked down by Nieves.
He's tried a couple of changeups today, 3 or 4 maybe. A run saver. Two with 2 outs in a 2-2 ball game. Something really exciting is about to happen. Or not. Fought off a tough pitch.
This jammer. Well, that was a pitch in the dirt.
Got a little bit of a throwing hand for Nieves there. Doubled up with the fastball. And now I think ultimately he's going to probably go back to that slider.
Yep. He's got a base open. Montero on deck. Goes back to the when push comes to shove theory that you talk about. 3-2. Is a guy going to swing or not? And Castro usually does. Ross with a nice play. Keep that ball out of center field. But the Cubs do tie it up as part of the rally. Chris Bryant with his first hit and RBI.
Well, my ultimate goal when I came here, Cam asked me, and I said I wanted to win the Masters. I really don't know what to expect until I go out there and play.
Check the facts on the Hyundai Elantra. Fact: the Elantra is one of KBB.com's 10 tech-savviest cars under $20K. Fact: it's got an available 7-inch touchscreen display with rear-view camera, hands-free Bluetooth connectivity, and remote starts right from your iPhone or Android device. Fact: it's a 2015 IIHS top safety pick. And fact: lease the Elantra SE for $120 a month or get $27.50 bonus cash on the Elantra Sport or Elantra Limited. Get the facts at buyhyundai.com.
Country Financial wants to know, what if you could own your future?
I mean, I would spend it with family and friends. Travel more.
Retire.
Can make decisions that aren't fear-based about money.
At Country Financial, we take the time to get to know you so we can develop a plan with insurance and financial solutions to help you take charge of where you want to be.
Have that fear removed from my mind.
To help you own your future.
To be in control of your future.
Visit ownyourfuture.com to find a local Country Financial representative today.
Monday night, your Cubs fire their opening salvo in the Steel City as they look to handcuff the Pirates and plunder their way to victory. So watch them light up the Cove without leaving your couch. Cubs versus Pirates, starting at 6 on Comcast Sportsnet Plus.
Well, Chris Bryant hopefully got a good night's sleep after quite a whirlwind day yesterday. He made an error in the very first inning, but has had a nice day at the plate. 2 walks and an RBI single for his first career hit. It's Hendricks to Ross. Actually injured his left shoulder. Tyson Ross did on a swing a couple of years ago, so they had to make sure that he didn't swing so hard in the future. Keep that non-throwing shoulder healthy.
Ross up around 100 pitches. Labored there in the 5th. I thought Bud Black might hit for him. But he's got the bottom of the order due up for the Cubs. So
Diving stop, but it gets away from Castro. You can see Ross can hit, and he's on, and that's the first hit since the Kemp homer in the opening inning off Hendricks.
That's kind of ironic. The pitcher, the first guy to reach.
14 in a row retired by Kyle.
He's got Black up out of his seat.
Strike to Myers. Hendricks debuted last year on July 10th. As Myers sends it sky high on the left side. Bryant's got it.
First baseman, Yelder Alonso.
Ball one to Alonso. That's a strike. 1-1. Alonso from Cuba. He and his family came to the States when he was 9. He went to Coral Gables High School in Miami, then the University of Miami. As I mentioned yesterday, Anthony Rizzo was the Padres' first baseman of the future until they acquired Alonso from the Reds, and then they traded Rizzo for Andrew Cashner in that deal with the Cubs.
Cashner will pitch here tomorrow, weather permitting.
Swing and a miss. Strike three.
Late swing and a backdoor cut fastball for strike three.
I guess today's pitching matchup, JD, has been a bit about like the tortoise and the hare, right? You've got the hard throwing Ross shutting out the Cubs early. Hendricks doesn't throw as hard. He gave up the runs early, but now all of a sudden they're even.
Yeah, and Kyle kind of looked vulnerable in that first inning, but he just keeps plodding along.
Yep.
I've been watching Ross. You know, you mentioned what a good athlete he is and a good hitter. He's taking his lead. He's got the front arm kind of swinging a little bit. Little Ricky Henderson thing going. Yeah, like he's. Why aren't they giving me the green light?
Kemp stays alive. Still 0-2. At some point I want to ask Kyle about what happened in college, because if you look at his first couple of years at Dartmouth, his numbers were not good. A fairly small sample size, but his freshman year he had a 4.84 ERA in the Ivy League, 7.49 as a sophomore, and then it kind of turned around as a junior when he was 21 years old. Swing and a miss, strike three, and he just keeps getting better and better as he gets older.
most advanced light jet, the world's most advanced humanoid robot. And now we're introducing Honda's Dream Garage Sales Event with great deals on almost everything Honda makes, like the CR-V, Motor Trend's 2015 Sport Utility of the Year, and this powerful Honda.
The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Get a dream deal on a 2015 CR-V with standard rear-view camera. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Tuesday night, our hometown Hawks hit the ice in a huge Game 4 war with the Nashville. So bunker down and get ready to rumble with Chevy Blackhawks pregame live. Blackhawks, Predators. Game 4 coverage starts at 8 on CSN.
This is Adam Jones, center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles. When he's not playing baseball, he's watching baseball. When he's not watching baseball,
watch him run.
He's reading about baseball.
I'm going to nasty.
When he's not reading about baseball, he's listening to baseball.
I don't know how I would pitch that.
And when he's not listening to baseball, he's playing baseball. MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball.
This Wednesday through Sunday, only at National Tire and Battery's Spring Savings Event. Buy 2 tires, get 2 tires free instantly when you purchase our value installation package. A complete way to take care of your new tires. Get name brands like Goodyear, Continental, Pirelli, and more. Buy 2 tires, get 2 free instantly. This Wednesday through Sunday only, and only at National Tire and Battery. That's all you need.
White Sox Tigers, presented by Chevrolet. Tomorrow at 11:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Make sure you take advantage of free remote parking and shuttle services on night and weekend games. The remote parking lot is located at 3900 North Rockwell. For details, it's Cubs.com. Chilly day. Sun is shining, though, and we're in a 2-2 tie. And Steve Rainbow Trout, former Cubs pitcher, the lefty, will join us in the 7th and conduct our 7th inning stretch. Ross against Montero here in the 6th. Cubs tied it up with 2 in the 5th.
Denorfia has stepped out on deck to hit for Kyle Hendricks. Slow start for Montero.
Will be Denorfia's Cub debut against one of his former teams. Fly ball hit the deep left. Upton's back on it, and it is gone. How about Miguel Montero to the opposite field, and the Cubs have the lead.
A slow start, as I mentioned, for Montero, but he's always been able to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Here's the Ford home run replay. 2-seam fastball moving out away. It's up and it's gone.
So a 3-2 lead. So Hendricks could get a win.
Yeah, the tortoise just moved ahead of the hare here.
Chris Denorfia just came off the DL, and this is his Cubs debut. Mild left hamstring strain bothered him for a good portion of the spring. Signed with the Cubs in January. I have to tell Kyle that I called him a tortoise.
Well, you just explained the context.
It was figurative, yes.
We called him Dick Van Dyke last year. So.
Reds, A's, Padres, Mariners for Chris Denorfia. Now the Cubs as he strikes out in his first at bat. So I don't want to make too much out of the board and left, but it has to have some effect on the wind, doesn't it?
I would think. Knocking down a little bit. It's coming out of the north.
Two homers today, 2 left. In spite of that north wind. Two balls and a strike to Herrera. So Montero with his first homer as a Cub. Backhanded play, Alonso unassisted.
Hey, Cub fans, major championship golf returns to the scenic shores of Lake Michigan at Whistling Straits this August 10th through the 16th. Visit PGAchampionship.com to purchase limited remaining tickets. We'll take Spieth.
Way to go out on a limb. Two balls, no strikes on Fowler. Two and one. Aaron Harang over Jordan Zimmerman today in the Phillies 5-3 win over the Nationals in D.C.
Was it last year that Aaron Harang was so good early, or was that 2 years ago?
I think it was last year.
As a survivor.
That's ball 4.
Ross stayed around just long enough to possibly suck up an L here.
3-2 Cubs in the 6th. We'll be back.
Everyone builds dream houses. But when you dream, you close your eyes. That's why you need a guide. To see if it's too close to the train. To line up a good school. And remind you of the cost of a pool. With a RE/MAX agent, you will see how much better than a dream home the right home can be. RE/MAX. Dream with your eyes open.
Kate!
She can't go alone. Give me your hand! That was close.
Honda's the only company ever to win both the Indy 500
and a Supercross Racing Championship. They were also the first to come up with this.
The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event, where you can get great deals on almost everything Honda makes, including the sporty Civic, named best value in its class.
Get great deals on Civics right now.
The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Get a dream deal on a Civic with standard rear view camera. Now, at your Honda dealer.
A T-Mobile game changer, Kyle Hendricks with a career best 8 strikeouts. No walks today, so he made the Padres earn it after a 2-run homer allowed in the first inning. He was lights out.
Yeah, just so much fun to watch him pitch. Pitching acumen is off the charts. A little wobbly with the command early, gave up the home run to Kemp, but once he got locked in, it was a fairly typical Kyle Hendricks performance. Moving that ball just off the edges.
Brandon Maurer now working against Jorge Soler.
Former Mariner, acquired by the Padres in a deal this winter for Seth Smith. Working for the 3rd time.
High fly just into the outfield grass, and it's caught by the shortstop Amarista. Leadoff home run to the opposite way. Miguel Montero is first of the season. First as a Cub, and they lead it 3-2.
Ford is taking the EcoBoost Challenge all across America.
Here we go.
Check out Escape and find out why Ford is the brand more people buy and buy again.
Wow. That's a 4-cylinder? I thought it was a 6.
I definitely feel the EcoBoost in the Ford Escape.
That's like a sports car. I just opened my trunk with my foot.
I prefer, without a doubt, the Escape over the CR-V.
Take the EcoBoost Challenge and get an Escape with 0% financing plus $500 cash back plus $750 competitive owner cash or lease for only $199 a month.
Protect your home investment with residential steel roofing from Menards. Residential steel roofing saves you money since the panels can be installed over existing shingles, saving big on shingle disposal fees and decreasing installation time. Residential steel roofing also reflects heat to reduce your energy bill, and steel panels protect from hail, extreme winds, and fire damage. With Menards' 31 color choices and 2 great types of panels, residential steel roofing provides the last roof you'll ever buy. Stop in today.
Save big money at Menards.
Need more time!
You only get a handful of minutes to start a new life.
We gotta go!
Keep looking! It's gotta be here!
He's coming!
So you grab what you need to get you through.
Oh, there it is.
I'm gonna go have our baby now.
My keys!
I'm so nervous.
Jason Mott is working, hard-throwing right-hander, with the Cubs now leading 3-2.
Bullpen, by and large, has been outstanding this year. Mott hasn't been out there in a while. He's worked 4 times, but he's had 4 days off since his last appearance.
Great to have our good friend Steve Trout with us.
It's great to be here.
Always a pleasure. Short sleeves today. You're toughing it out.
You know, I thought there would be a window up here. You guys. I can see where it is. It's a little breezy up here, all right.
You want to borrow my towel?
No, I don't know what's on that towel. I think I'll leave that towel alone.
You're a hardy Midwesterner. So.
Yeah, that's right. I can take it for just a half an inning. My goodness.
1-1 on Upton. And he hits a pop fly to shallow right. Who wants it? Soler. Let me ask you this. Pitching a lot of early season games at Wrigley Field and at Old Comiskey Park. Would you bundle up, or did you get warm with short sleeves and 43-degree day?
Yeah, I'd probably have sleeves on right now. It's always the advantage to the pitcher in this situation. So I kind of prefer a cooler day with the wind blowing in would be also helpful.
Sure. There's Will Middlebrooks with 1 out.
But that ball got out of here in a hurry last inning. Montero's home run.
Yeah, we were wondering about the influence of the video board out there now. Off-field home run, the way the wind is blowing in.
That's a good point.
I don't know if that would have gotten out.
I think maybe it did
in the past.
It did. I think you're right.
I think any structure here in this area with the wind off the lake has to affect the wind in some form or fashion.
I watched BP and I didn't see too many balls going out. That was good to see.
1 ball, 1 strike.
The one thing I noticed this year, the team's very aggressive, a lot more than it has been in the past, and I like that.
Yeah, Joe likes to pull some strings. He likes to get guys on the move. Not afraid to hit and run.
Mott trying to self-correct out there. He dropped under that ball a little bit. He's changed his arm angle some. Just be more right over the top. And every now and then he'll drop down, way down on purpose.
Steve, what was the atmosphere like here in '84, especially in the playoffs against these Padres?
Well, it was pretty exciting, especially after that first game with a big score that we had, and I think that the team itself had all the confidence going into the series, and of course everybody was rather, quite hungry for going all the way. But it was just a great atmosphere. The whole summer was.
Yeah, what a year, what a season. 1984.
Yeah, I think it was Ned Coletti wrote a book, The Year the Ivy Smiled, and everybody did. And of course, these guys did a number on us in San Diego.
Well, in those days, the playoffs, it was that 5-game series, a best of 5. Now you got a wild card round, a division series, championship series, and then the World Series. Different these days.
Yeah, I like the wild card part quite a bit. It sure does add a lot more interest for different cities to be involved in that.
Three and 2 the count on Middlebrooks. Jerko is on deck. And a foul tip, strike 3. All right, Steve, we got to get you all wired up here for the stretch, but always a pleasure. Great to see you, man.
Likewise.
And stay warm today.
No grandkids today, so you're singing solo.
I know. I wish they were with me.
Steve Trout joining us today, and we'll conduct the stretch. And 2 outs. Here's Jed Jerko.
We talk a lot about easy gas or effortless. With Mott, when you watch him pitch, he's reaching back, he's throwing this ball as hard as humanly possible.
Yeah, he's max effort.
Yeah. Fastballs and cutters.
Fouled over our head and out of the stadium.
Frustrating day for Jerko so far. He's 0 for 2. A couple loud outs, though. Deep drives have landed in the glove of Dexter Fowler. May have flown out of here on another day.
Ground ball to Bryant, moving to his glove side. Time for the stretch with Steve Trout.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, former Cubs pitcher Steve Trout.
It's great to be here with all of you in beautiful Wrigley Field. Okay, a 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back for it. For the Cubbies, if they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some more runs.
Right now, you can get 2 Arby's Euros for just $6. That's a euro for the hand that does stuff well, and a euro for the hand that tries, but can't. Arby's, we have the meats.
Hi, everybody. It's Pat Hughes from Binny's Beverage Depot. What an amazing starting lineup. I'm looking out at over 3,000 spirits, and the prices, they are the guaranteed lowest on every bottle every day. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Try living off the straight and narrow.
Monday night will be in Pittsburgh as the Cubs take on their division rival, the Pittsburgh Pirates. First of a 4-game set. Coverage kicks off at 6 o'clock on CSN Plus. $33,958 paid crowd today as the Cubs trying to set up a rubber game tomorrow. They have not lost a series yet. Split with the Cardinals, 2 of 3 against the Rockies and Colorado, and then did the same against the Reds. Two balls and a strike on former Padre Anthony Rizzo. Look at that swing. And the throw to first, not in time. I don't even know what to say about that. Is he going to hit him? Oh, wait a minute.
And it's way more trying to get out of the way than it was trying to swing the bat. Nice job recovering and getting a halfway decent break out of the box.
Way to beat the shift. He was trying to hit that one onto Sheffield, and instead he hit it about 50 feet toward third base. And a strike on Bryant. Two walks and an RBI single for Bryant. First hit. It was a broken bat flare in his center. And it tied the game.
Couple of walks and then this swing of the bat. Thing of beauty. Works away at his major league bucket list here. He's got his first game under his belt. First knock, first RBI. Check, 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 check. All those boxes. When will the first long one come? Howard Mariner last year worked as both a starter and a reliever, far better in the relief role than he was as a starting pitcher. Get it ready, big boy. Challenged him. Just didn't quite get the head out. Love the simplicity of Bryant's swing. Not a whole lot going on for a big guy. Just a little weight shift back and then forward through.
He walks again. So 4 plate appearances and 4 times on base. That's how you get guys to throw you pitches that are hittable.
Yep.
Cubs have drawn now 6 walks today, 5 unintentional. What it used to be, you get a 1-run lead on this Padres team late, put it in the bank, but insurance is nice against this new offense.
Yeah, a lot more firepower than they've had in recent seasons.
Coughlin pulls it back and takes ball 1. Padres trying to figure out this bunt play here as Alonso communicating with his other infielders and the pitcher Mauer.
Well, down around in the 7th, I suspect they're going to be aggressive here if he bunts.
Should be 2. It is a 4-3 double play turned by Jerko. So runner at third, but now 2 outs.
A nice play here by Jerko, knowing that Amarista wasn't going to be there to cover the bag. Sprinting quickly to second base after fielding that ground ball. Taking care of matters all by himself.
Castro, a hard hit ball in the 5th, right back to the pitcher. He's 1 for 3. Singled in the 2nd inning. Rizzo at third, 2 outs. And a run-saving block by Nieves.
I wonder if Joe Madden thought maybe the Padres were going to have a wheel play on or something there, so he took the bunt off, let Coughlin swing. That's the downside. Sometimes it pays off. Sometimes you hit into a double play. Leaves it to Castro to be a hero here. Nieves made a couple of real nice plays like that back there today.
To Castro. Cubs leading 3-2 in the 7th. 3 balls, no strikes. Montero on deck.
Lefty up in the Padre bullpen. Got a couple, Garces and Rarick.
Line drive. Base hit, and an insurance run here as Rizzo will score. Castro makes it 4-2.
Well, that's a big swing of the bat after the double play. Feeling really good about things, and the Padres get 2 quick outs. Castro with a big swing of the bat. Turn him loose on 3-0. He got a cripple fastball. A little blowout by Upton, but didn't really change the outcome. That ball was going to get down anyway.
And with the left-handed hitting Montero coming up, Bud Black wants a southpaw Chris Rarick when we return.
There are other luxury cars starting around $29,900. But when put to the challenge, not one of them made this kind of, what's the word? Impact. The Audi A3, the only car in its class to receive both a 5-star overall safety rating and IIHS top safety pick. Experience the spring of Audi sales event today and get exceptional values on the Audi you've always wanted.
Danley's is offering an incredible deal. Get $1,500 off any Danley's garage. With over 200,000 satisfied customers since 1959, Danley's is the best garage builder in Chicago for price, quality, and service. That's right, all sizes and all styles are on sale now. And with $1,500 off any Danley's garage, we are keeping money in your pocket. So call Danley's today, 773-GARAGE.
In your garage and quality depend on Danley. That's why we're number one.
If you had touchscreen navigation, all-wheel control, and a rear-view camera, where would you take it? The 2015 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, now available with an adventurous 2.4-liter engine. Lease an Outlander Sport now for $179 a month.
Time for a Binny's Beverage Depot toast of the game. Miguel Montero, go-ahead home run to the opposite field.
There's one of the air for the new Cub.
He will face Georgia native Chris Rierick, 6'3", 200 pounds. In just his second major league appearance.
He has a 100% strikeout rate in the big leagues.
That's pretty good.
Faced one batter and he struck him out. Brandon Belt of the Giants called up on April 10th, 27 years of age. Kind of defied the odds. A 41st round pick by the Rays in 2010.
Castro, the runner at first, he just knocked in the fourth run of the game for the Cubs with his second hit of the day. So yeah, I don't think Chris Rierick would have liked his major league career to end after one batter, but if it had, it would have been a pretty good career. An ERA of 0 and one batter faced and a strikeout. Driven deep to right, way back. Kemp will watch it go. 2-run homer, Montero.
There's that insurance you were talking about. Rierick decided not to retire after facing one big league hitter, and the numbers have changed drastically for him. Wow. After that double play, two very big swings of the bat. Castro and now Montero doing some damage. Well, that's a good looking swing. Stayed on that breaking ball. Not much doubt in his mind where this was going to end up. Here's your Ford home run replay. Second time in as many plate appearances. Miguel Montero knocks one out of here. Last time opposite field. This time pulls it to right.
Matt Caesar off the bench. Fifth career 2-homer game for Montero. And he now has 99 career homers. Of those, 17 have been hit off lefties, and it's been a while. 5 seasons since his last 2-homer game.
His best home run season came in 2011 when he had 18. Indeed, 13 times last year for the Diamondbacks.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 3, and that's out number 3. But the Cubs able to add to their lead. They put up 3 big ones. Castro, the RBI single. Montero, his second homer of the day.
The Nissan Rogue. With blind spot warning, a round view monitor, and intuitive all-wheel drive. Choose Rogue just $219 per month or get 0% APR for up to 60 months. Innovation that excites. Rogue, from the most fuel-efficient lineup in America. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Welcome to Subway. What can I make for you?
How about something from our new Mediterranean collection? Tender chicken or steak with feta cheese, cucumbers, black olives, and a creamy tzatziki sauce. Hurry in today.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Taking the hassle out of yard work just got even easier during the Echo National Sales Event. Get a pro-grade Echo trimmer or handheld blower for only $149.99, and get the popular SRM 225 for under $200. But hurry, unlike your yard work, these deals will be gone before you know it.
With the dog as a partner, I've got to be up on my voice commands. That's why Xfinity's new voice remote is perfect for me. Find cop shows. I just say it and I see it. Finding my shows has never been easier. Watch Top Chef. The new X1 voice remote from Xfinity is coming soon. Perfect for people who want entertainment the easy way.
Welcome back. Cubs leading 6-2 as we go to the top of the 8th here at Wrigley, and they are making no bones about it. All the balls going yard today. Yesterday, not exactly the same for Dexter Fowler, who during an interesting play, hit one into the ivy, and of course both outfielders for the Padres threw up their hands. Ground rule double, and it got Davey Martinez, the bench coach for the Cubbies, thinking, I wonder what else is stuck out there. So he took a lap around this morning, and this was the ball he was showing us in the media here in the dugout. Pretty much a thread, and it could have been out there for years. He said he even maybe remembered losing a shoe out there, guys. But really, it's an interesting concept, and I know, Lynn, you were talking to him earlier about the challenges that really does present.
Thank you, Kelly, as Pedro Strop will get Amarista for the first out. Yeah, obviously the ivy's not on the vines right now, and we had a lot of questions about that ball that ended up there, and the ground rules here. I think the rule is simple, concise, correct, and I don't think they should change it at all. Whether the ball is visible or not, and that ball wasn't very visible. Once it gets stuck in that thing, it can get pretty tangled up. And Dave went out to talk to the umpires, and he just wanted them to check on the rule. And one thing about replay now is you can do a rules check. Just to make sure they've got it all nailed down.
Because some fans thought that maybe it wasn't a dead ball because the ball deflected off of Meyer's glove before going into the ivy.
And that was the other thing Dave asked about them, just to double check. Yeah, so if you go out there and you bobble the ball and it pops out of your mitt, you're trying to pull it out and it ends up in the ivy, you got to go get it. But a batted ball, even if it's kind of inadvertently deflected by a glove, that's different. That's what we saw yesterday. So you see Caesar now playing left.
Yeah, it's dead ball, it's out of play, unless a player tries to retrieve it, and then all bets are off.
Three balls and a strike on Will Nieves. I mentioned in addition to the Strop family earlier this week, baby girl Rosalind born a few days ago. And Nieves draws the walk. It's the first walk issued by Cubs pitching today.
Ladies and gentlemen, pitching for San Diego.
And only the second base runner for the Padres since the Matt Kemp home run in the first. Tyson Ross, the starting pitcher, had a single in the 6th. And now this walk to Nieves. That's been it. Hendricks with these additional add-on runs. can relax and feel pretty good about his chances of picking up his first W of the year.
This is Corey Spangenberg, pinch hitting for Rierick.
Spazio, something he doesn't like. Perhaps the mechanics of stroke, maybe the approach. Anyway, he wants to come out and have a chat.
A reminder to follow the Cubs all season in 2015 with MLB.com at bat. At bat is up to the moment. At any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, a StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. One and one on Spangenberg, left-handed hitting infielder. Debuted last year, 20 games. That gets us away from Montero on a wild pitch.
Spikes that fastball in front of home plate. Montero tries to pick it. Settle him down just a little bit. Nice and easy. Stay back. Phil Koch's throwing in the Cub pen now.
Full 3-2. Spangenberg swung at ball 4.
4-run lead, 3-2 pitch. Spangenberg pretty well convinced he's going to get a fastball here, and this slider way off the plate inside.
Myers with a runner at second.
We see a pitcher throw a breaking ball in that situation. That's when you realize, at least for this particular outing right now, he feels more comfortable. Feels like he's got a better chance of locating his slider than he does his fastball.
There's a rare batter blowing on his hands. Usually you see a pitcher on a cold day do that. And no batting gloves. The American League Rookie of the Year from 2 seasons ago. Not hit very hard, surrounded by Castro, and he got him. That'll end the inning. Still 6-2 Cubs late.
Honda's the only company ever to win both the Indy 500 and a Supercross Racing Championship. They were also the first to come up with this. The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event! Where you can get great deals on almost everything Honda makes, including the sporty Civic, named Best Value in its class. Get great deals on Civics right now!
The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Get a dream deal on a Civic with standard rear view camera. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Last week, Petey put on his little red hat and grabbed his shovel to plant his new tree. But Petey forgot one thing. He didn't contact Julie and took out the neighbor's cable lines. so they miss the big game. They're not happy with Petey anymore. He should have contacted Julie 2 business days before he started by simply calling 811 or going online at illinoisoncall.com. It's a free service. Don't be a Petey.
First night at our new house. Exciting!
Moving is frustrating, but moving your DirecTV isn't. Simply call before you move and upgrade to a new Genie, our most advanced HD DVR system ever. Now, one box serves your entire home, so you can record 5 shows at once and watch them in every room of your new house. The DirecTV Movers deal. Call and ask about all the benefits today.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan in our Comcast Sportsnet studios with a Sportsnet Central update. Bulls and Bucks, Game 1 tips tonight right here at CSN. Mark Chanowski, Will Purdue get you ready with a 1-hour pregame show that tips off at 5. Bulls GM Gar Forman joins the guys live on the show. Plus, a look back at great moments in Bulls postseason history. A pregame show follows the game. Holly will break down Chris Bryant and Kyle Hendricks with me on our postgame show here on baseball. For now, send it back to Len and JD.
Okay, Cap, thank you. 6-2, the Cubs have the lead. And they'll bat here in the bottom of the 8th against right-handers Sean Kelly. Ross, Mauer, Rierick, Kelly. And as we said yesterday going into this series, while Benoit and Kimbrel have been very good, the rest of the Padre bullpen has had some issues, and both Mauer and Rierick charged with runs as the Cubs have pulled away here late.
Kelly
It's been easy for him either.
His number's not good. 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 walks. Mauer, a former Mariner, most recently a Yankee. Last couple of years he was in pinstripes. 3-6, 4.53 ERA for New York last year in 59 appearances. There's a lot of sliders.
Kick, the pitch. Chopped foul wide of first.
Sean Kelly, it's a K-E-L-L-E-Y.
So we got an extra E.
An extra E, yeah.
From Louisville, Kentucky.
Padres already made a big E today. Under Alonso in the 5th. That's when the Cubs started scoring. They've been shut out through 4, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 3 last inning.
We went to Austin Peay State University, Clarksville, Tennessee.
I think he took the last train.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
But you filtered it out. You didn't feel the need.
I think that's a Vietnam protest song, isn't it? Last Train to Clarksville.
Is it really?
And I was wondering if Clarksville, that's Clarksville, Tennessee, they're referencing. They are actually. According to Wikipedia, it's close to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Now you know, as Herrera strikes out.
That's good. Did not know that.
So the idea is that The guy calls his wife and tells her to take the last train to Clarksville to meet him before he's deployed. He doesn't know if he'll be back. This ball's going to hold up for Myers. He's got it. That was the Monkeys, if I didn't reference it.
I didn't know the Monkeys were deep like that.
Political, yeah.
Just envision them running in and out of doors and stuff.
Bobby Hart of the famous writing duo Boyce and Hart. So he was looking for a name that sounded good. Little town called Clarksdale in Arizona. Throwing out names, we came up with Clarksville. Rondon and Koch still cranking it up in the bullpen. Cubs leading by 4, so would not be a save situation in the 9th inning. It's been a tough pitch for Soler today, the slider.
Yeah, you know, the advanced scouts that are watching this one are taking a lot of notes on Soler's approach to right-handed sliders here today.
Says Soler. And a 2-out double.
Late in the day redemption for Soler, a 1-iron. Yeah, and that's the thing, that one stayed on the plate. That's the mistake the pitcher makes. You know, that strike to ball slider with good depth, that could be a chase pitch, but you leave it on the plate, he's going to hurt you. Double this year to go along with a couple of long balls.
Rizzo swings and misses. Cardinals now going to the 9th, 5-2 leading the Reds. Would be St. Louis's 4th straight win if they hang on. Toronto beat Atlanta up at Rogers Center in 10 innings, 6-5 the final. Josh Donaldson with a game-ending home run in the 10th.
Catch the outside corner. Sure did.
The Donaldson home run came off Sugar Ray Marimone of the Braves.
I'm familiar with him.
6-2 Cubs as we go to the 9th.
Since 1971, what's made us different has made us great. We invented low fares and made sure bags fly free. And now our bold new look puts our heart front and center for everyone to see. Others follow the pack, we'll follow our heart. Because at Southwest, bold is in our blood.
The switch to T-Mobile is on. Even Verizon customers are seeing the light. T-Mobile has America's fastest 4G LTE network.
from the Bay Area to the Big Apple. And more data capacity per customer. Need one more reason? We'll even buy out your contract. Ready, set, switch to the Data Strong network.
When a day's work was mining for gold under the frozen ground for 12 straight hours, happy hour had a whole new meaning. And when the men sat down for their banquet, Mr. Coors brought a beer worthy of the occasion, a beer that's still known as the banquet beer.
Cubs fans, get ready for an exciting finish. Brought to you by New Finish Car Polish and the #1 rated scratch remover, Scratch Doctor.
Yes, the Cubs' future's so bright. Young man's got to wear shades. Leading 6-2 here in the 9th inning. Here's Phil Koch.
Scoreless work from Mott and Strope out of the bullpen so far today. Koch works for the 6th time this year. No wins, no losses, a 2.45 ERA. Left-handed hitting Yonder Alonso first up for the Padres here in the 9th. Kemp and Upton to follow. Hector Rondon continues to work in the pen. Just in case.
That'd be a great name for a closer. Just in case. Throwing in the bullpen. Swinging strike on Alonso.
He could have been on that Abbott and Costello team. He could have been the reliever. Who's on first and all those guys. The guy in the bullpen. What's his name? Just in case.
Tamara was one of them, right?
Yeah.
Pitcher. I don't remember.
Second baseman's name was what? I think I don't know or I don't care.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who's on first? What's on second? Yep. Good stuff. Still 1-2 on Alonso.
Beverage just got a little foamier.
Okay.
Wow.
On a base hit into center to start the inning.
Just a little floater. Second knock of the day for Alonso. Let's see. Is the ball in there? That's pretty impressive. Skills like that, you could win a goldfish at the carnival.
The closer Rondon is ready in case Joe Madden wants him here in the 9th. As we mentioned, this is a different Padres offense now. As Kemp fouls, he hit a 2-run homer 3 batters into the game, and Padres have not scored since, nor have they really had many chances. They have had now 3 base runners since. Single in the 6th by Ross, a walk to Nieves in the 8th, and now the base hit by Alonso here in the 9th.
Yeah, I think later on in the year, as the appearances start to pile up, you would do everything you could to stay away from Rondon here with a 4-run lead in the 9th inning. But still early on, new manager with a new club, a young club, trying to get off to a good start. So it's certainly understandable that Madden would have Rondon at the ready out there, just in case he starts to get away from Coke. Hector worked the 9th inning yesterday, even though the Cubs were trailing.
For the hole, diving stop, Castro, throw to second, and Herrera just couldn't handle it on a bounced throw. Good effort. But the Padres now have 2 on with nobody out, trailing by 4.
Well, what a play that would have been. A heck of a play by Castro, and the off-balance throw just eludes Herrera. Couldn't pick it. Would have had him.
Infield hit for Matt Kemp, and here comes the skipper, Joe Madden. Now it is a save opportunity with the tying run on deck. Here comes Rondon when we return.
Check the facts on the 2015 Hyundai Sonata. Fact, it's got a 5-star overall safety rating from the NHTSA. Fact, it's packed with next-gen safety features like lane departure warning and class exclusive amenities like a hands-free smart trunk. Fact, with the Blue Link app, you can start it and send directions to your nav right from your iPhone or Android device. And fact, now you can lease the Sonata for $161 a month or get the Sonata Hybrid with $4,000 bonus cash plus $1,000 valued owner program. Visit buyhyundai.com.
Your old air conditioner is costing you money. Put your money back in your pocket with a new energy-efficient air conditioner from Four Seasons. And right now, get a new air conditioner from just $24.95 installed. Furnace and AC combos from just $36.95. Plus, enjoy 5 years interest-free financing. Call today for a free estimate from Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Honda developed the first fuel-injected motorcycle?
The world's first omnidirectional personal mobility device. We even made rear-view cameras standard on every 2015 Honda vehicle. But I'm here to introduce one of our greatest innovations yet. The Honda Dream Garage sales event with great deals on almost everything we make right now. So go, you've got a garage to fill.
The Honda Dream Garage sales event. Get a dream deal on an Odyssey with standard rear-view camera. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Hector Rondon looking for his 18th consecutive successful conversion. And he is 2 out of 2 to start this season.
96-mile-an-hour fastball, a cutter, and a slider. Padre hitters will have to contend with here.
So the base runners are not, completely irrelevant. However, the tying run is on deck. If you can get a couple of outs here on one swing, you'll definitely take it. But Rondon doesn't have to worry as much about these base runners as you normally would because you're ahead by 4.
One of the things that made Rondon so good last year, he was a power guy, gets plenty of strikeouts, but he gets a lot of ground ball outs too.
Upton hits it a ton, but foul. Nice grab, young man. Should be 1 out if the Cubs had 10 defenders, but they don't. If Theo just could have signed that kid to a contract as that ball was in the air.
Yeah, well, this is the advanced shifting. He's playing a little deeper, a little further down the line than he normally would. Good scouting.
One and 2. Base hit left field. Alonso's going to score. It's 6-3, and now the tying run will come to the plate. So essentially now you have the math equivalent of Rondon starting the ninth with a 1-run lead with that batter at the plate.
I got a swing and miss previously with the inside fastball. This one not as far in, but still an impressive job by Upton to get to 96 miles an hour off the plate inside.
3 consecutive singles to begin the ninth. Middlebrooks 0 for 3. Tied the game yesterday with a 2-run homer. It was early though against the starter Hamill. Driven deep to right. Soler is back on it. It's going to be over his head. All kinds of trouble. Kemp scores. Upton stops at third. It's a 2-run ball game, and with nobody out, the tying run is already in scoring position. A double for Middlebrooks.
Wow, out of nowhere, the Padre bats have been quiet since the first inning. 4 consecutive hits, so this is a ringing double. That fastball over the heart of the plate.
So those runs charged to Koch, who did not record an out, faced 2 batters. And it's Jed Jerko.
Good news for Rondon is he's getting down towards the bottom of the batting order here.
Jerko 0 for 3, but he has flied to the warning track twice. On the ground at third. Run's going to score, but Bryant to Rizzo for out number 1. 6-5 with Middlebrooks at second and 1 out.
Hitting next to the shortstop, Alexi Amarista.
It's all about the team, obviously, but you can't help but feel for Kyle Hendricks right now. Like he was on his way to a comfortable W. Now he's got to sweat it out.
Marista, ball 1. Don Hervey Solarte, switch hitter, is on deck. Nobody up in the Cubs bullpen. Thayer and Kimbrel in the Padre bullpen. So you'd imagine Thayer in a tie, Kimbrel in a lead if we get to the bottom of the ninth, which Rondon's trying to avoid. 1-1.
It was a huge first out on 2 fronts. 1, they finally got it out, and 2, the ground ball was to the left side of the infield, so Middlebrooks could not get to third base with 1 out. Marista does not hit the ball over the outfielders' heads very often, so the outfield very shallow here. They would have a shot at Middlebrooks if he tries to score on a solid single to the outfield.
Big crowd here making some noise. 2-2.
To me, like Hector's just flying open a little bit, that front shoulder leaking towards first base. And a couple of his sliders have flattened out and left a couple of fastballs up.
A few nervous patrons here at Wrigley Field as the Padres with a 3-run ninth and threatening to get more. Fouled back.
Get the ball down, get a ground ball from Amarista. Most little guys, and Amarista stands about 5'5", are better up than down. They're good high ball hitters. Tall guys like to go down and get the ball, use their leverage. These little guys have level swings and handle the ball up pretty well.
Another 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, 2 outs. First strikeout for Hector.
Better depth and a much better result. Bazio out of the dugout to go over Solarte.
He's hitting for the catcher Nieves. Middlebrooks a tying run at second base. Since he got there, Rondon's gotten a ground out from Jerko and a strikeout against Amarista.
Good contact guy. Solarte doesn't strike out much.
One strike on him. Make it 2. The 0-2. Smothered by Montero.
Good try. You can see where a hitter would get a little jumpy with 2 strikes and chase this ball. Solarte able to lay off. Blocked by Montero. Solarte last year hit .243 against right-handed pitching. .291 against southpaws. Better from the other side.
Appeal, and he held. So says Sam Holbrook.
So he's in stay back, don't get fool mode. And normally when that's the case, the hitter becomes a little vulnerable to hard stuff in, especially when you got a fastball like Rondon.
2-2.
A little bit of a hanging slider there. Right in the heart of the strike zone.
Ground ball, base hit. Middlebrooks around third. Soler up with it. Here's a throw to the plate. It's late. Yangervis Solarte off the bench with an RBI single, and we are tied at 6.
Wow, what an unbelievable turn of events here in the 9th. They try fastball, but this one leaks back out over the plate a little bit. And Solarte, who had one heck of an at-bat. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Coming off the bench, dealing with Rondon's stuff.
So Hector's stretch of 17 straight, dating back to August of last year, is history. Now his job's just to get out of this inning tied.
I'm a little bit surprised that Solarte didn't just go on into second base there.
Yeah, knowing Soler's going to throw home.
Yeah,
right.
If you're the Padres in that situation, you know the Cubs are going to take a shot at home. And if they cut the ball off, the tying run scores. Yeah, well, you mentioned it a while back that this Padre club of past versions, you have a one-run lead against them late, you feel pretty good about it.
Well, we've seen why that's not the case anymore. Norris off the bench. And will stay in and catch after Nieves was lifted. Or Solarte. 2 balls and a strike. Go back to your point earlier, Kyle Hendricks with a very quality start that results in a very tough no decision. Out of play.
We talk a lot about wins and losses are overrated when talking about starting pitching, but if you're a starting pitcher, it still matters to you. You want that W. He certainly pitched well enough to deserve one here today.
On 5 hits in this big 9th inning rally. Top foul. Zach Rosscup, the other lefty in the bullpen, is getting loose.
Rondon threw 17 pitches in the ball game yesterday, and then with this work today, you probably figure he's unavailable tomorrow. That's the other part of it.
He's nearing 30 pitches. 2-2, hit hard and foul.
Well, Chris Bryant leads off the bottom of the 9th.
He's had a big day at the plate.
That would be a headline.
Swinging bunt. Rondon can't handle it cleanly. And an infield hit for Norris. That had trouble written all over it, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if he has a play, if he gets it cleanly, perhaps. Beat into the ground in front of home plate. Would have been a whirling off balance attempt by Rondon.
So it's Myers, 0 for 4, reached on an error in the first inning. Inside ball one. He's the 9th Padre to bat here in this inning. Rolled to Bryant. Go to Herrera, inning over. A lot of damage done. They get 4 to tie it, 6-6 as we go to the last of the ninth.
Ford is taking the EcoBoost Challenge all across America.
Ford has really stepped up.
Check out Fusion and find out why Ford is the brand more people buy and buy again.
I like the grill and the sexy look to it.
EPA estimated 37 miles per gallon on the highway.
Are you serious?
Fusion is amazing.
My opinion of Ford has dramatically changed.
Take the EcoBoost Challenge at your Ford dealer and get a Fusion with 0 for 60 plus 1,000 cash back plus $750 competitive owner cash or lease for only $179 a month.
Your old air conditioner is costing you money. Put your money back in your pocket with a new energy-efficient air conditioner from Four Seasons. And right now, get a new air conditioner from just $24.95 installed. Furnace and AC combos from just $36.95. Plus, enjoy 5 years interest-free financing. Call today for a free estimate from Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
With the dog as a partner, I've got to be up on my voice commands. That's why Xfinity's new voice remote is perfect for me. Find cop shows. I just say it and I see it. Finding my shows has never been easier. Watch Top Chef. The new X1 voice remote from Xfinity is coming soon. Perfect for people who want entertainment the easy way.
Right-hander Dale Thayer will try to get this game into extra innings. He'll face Bryant, Coghlan, and Castro. We saw coming after the visitors scored 4 times off 2 Cub relievers in the top of the ninth.
Dale Thayer has worked 5 times, including a scoreless inning in the ball game yesterday, has a 1.93 ERA. Fastball, slider, and once in a great while a changeup.
Norris stays in to catch. And here's Bryant. Four trips to the plate, 3 walks, RBI single as well. Strike one call on a breaking ball.
And a good little get over slider down around the knees.
Tell you what, it has not gotten warmer as the day has moved along. We started at 43 at the first pitch. I'd be shocked if it's above 40. Pitcher's day, although 12 runs. I say pitcher's day, meaning the weather conditions.
Yeah.
It has not worked out that way.
Yeah, for a good stretch it was, and at least for Hendricks. 3 home runs hit in the ball game.
It's a pitcher's strike for sure. 2-2.
Low 3/4 slinger at the top of the zone. And he has power to all fields. It's a lot of home runs the other way. Talking with Manny Ramirez a couple of days ago. Manny's here for a time, and then he's going to go out and tour the minor leagues. And so when you watch Brian take batting practice, there's a process. He works on hitting the ball hard the other way. He's just not up there trying to jerk balls into the seats.
Remains 2-2. Said Coughlin, he's out of the game. So the pitcher spot due up next, and Alcantara is on deck. If Bryant doesn't end it here.
Take
3-2. He has seen a ton of pitches today. Kemp battling the sun here in the late afternoon, and he's got it.
Fastball drifts up and in a little bit, just ties him up, can't get the head of the bat out in front. And fans were excited. They saw it airborne, thought something big was going to happen, but it's a routine fly ball.
So there's pinch hitting. There's Mendy Alcantara, switch batter, hitting from the left side. It's been a struggle here early on. And that's why Jonathan Herrera has taken away a lot of the playing time this week.
Starts him with the changeup. Off the plate for ball one.
Pitch.
There's Mendy 2 out of 23 so far this year for that .087 batting average. One of those 2 hits a game winner. Norfia and Caesar have already been used off the bench. That leaves the catchers Ross and Castillo. And Travis Wood. I keep forgetting to list Travis on my scorecard in my extra men.
Right. If he doesn't start, there's a chance he'll be used. Another high fly, right field. Kemp drifting. Foul ground, and he's got it right up against the padding on the sidewall. 2 away. That brings up Castro. RBI single his last time up. Remember, the Cubs put up 3 in the 7th to grab a 4-run lead. Looked to be pretty comfortable.
Yeah, so their win probability at that point was probably somewhere around 95%.
One and one. One and two. Chicago has Gale Sayers and San Diego has Dale Thayer. I heard Andy Bellison, the fine PA announcer here, announce Thayer coming in. I said, is that Gale Sayers is here? 2 balls, 2 strikes.
They used to have Rob Piccolo. Good disregard. There's the man. Montero's gone deep twice today.
This play by Thayer. Well, we've gone from short pants to the Monkees to Brian's song and now to extra.
Now to extra.
Everyone builds dream houses. But when you dream, you close your eyes. That's why you need a guide. To see if it's too close to the train. To line up a good school. And remind you of the cost of a pool. With a RE/MAX agent, you will see how much better than a dream home the right home can be. RE/MAX. Dream with your eyes open.
Kate!
She can't go alone. Give me your hand! That was close.
Honda's the only company ever to win both the Indy 500
and a Supercross Racing Championship. They were also the first to come up with this. The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event!
Where you can get great deals on almost everything Honda makes, including the sporty Civic, named best value in its class.
Get great deals on Civics right now! The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Get a dream deal on a Civic with standard rear view camera. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Extra innings are presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky all season long. Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. 10th inning as we get into extras for the first time in what, 4 days? Well, the Cubs were a winner against the Reds on the Alcantara hit the other night. And here's left-hander Zach Rosscup.
Yeah, tough situation for the young left-hander. Comes into work the 10th. 2-3-4 up here for the Padres. Chance to really prove himself here. And I was talking to Joe earlier today. He's been impressed with what he's seen from Rosscup. That was the case throughout spring training. Good stuff. Gaining confidence in that stuff.
Two strikes on Alonso. Picked up a hit to start that big rally in the ninth off the lefty Coke. So he's been on twice, first and the ninth, and scored both times.
Get the strong shift down in the infield for Alonso. Not as much as for some other left-handed hitters, but that's the danger when you give up the line. If he squibs them down that line, it's an easy double.
Side for a ball, 2-2. Fly to left. Caesar with a beat on it, circling, and he's got it for the out. Somebody tweeted me it's 52 degrees. That's got to be in the sun here. No way it's that warm in the shade. This is the kind of day you definitely want to get some sun. It is chilly much of the ballpark with that wind coming in off the lake. Now Kemp. 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Hit a homer in the first, infield single, and a run scored in the ninth.
Pretty bold fastball there from Rosscup right over the heart of the plate to Kemp for strike 1. Zach was up and down 7 different occasions last year. Didn't pitch a whole lot at the big league level, just 13 1/3 innings.
Driven out into deep right center. Soler is on the warning track. He's got it up against the wall. And hopefully he's all right. No padding, no ivy. But I guess if it's Soler versus a brick wall, you take Soler.
Yeah, well, he was able to kind of make the catch and brace himself somewhat. Thankfully, he didn't go head first into that wall.
A heck of a catch.
Still a guy who does not have a lot of